Welcome to the Candidly Crawford podcast. We're all about God, marriage, and life. Here are your hosts, Nick and Teresa Crawford.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Nick, and I'm one half of Candidly Crawford. I miss my wife, but I got my three best friends here with me. This podcast episode is going to be a special one because we're celebrating fathers, because this weekend is Father's Day. So without no further, I don't know, that sounded so churchy, so let's go ahead and scratch that. Let me introduce each one of these guys. So to my right, I've known this guy since his birth. He's one of my first best friends. We used to fight together, play Madden together. He would cheat and he would try to win, and he couldn't win, so he would get mad and quit. So my first roommate, he's like my first everything, wrestling partner.
Whoa, pause. Ain't first everything.
Okay, not like that, but
Wait a minute.
my brother, this is Donovan. So what's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, not much.
Now you're gonna have to recant the Madden stuff. 'Cause you would turn off the game when I got a big lead.
Nah, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Okay,
You
all right,
would.
let's
This
keep
your
going.
show. This your show.
Let's keep going. So to my left, this has been my best friend 20 plus years. I met him in high school. Wow. I know. In English class. Like we went to let me back up. Let me tell you about Mr. Green's class.
No.
So
Mr.
I would
Green.
yes. I would go to sleep in English class.
All
And
the
so
time. All the time.
all the time. But I made A's. He was just boring and his breath was bad. So one time I went
smell
to
his breath.
yes. So one time I went to sleep and they was like, Nick, you need it in the principal's office. And so I stood straight up with the desk
Desk
on
came
me.
with him.
Like I stood up and the desk was still on me.
Yep.
So I had to sit down and then scoot out the desk. Went to the principal's office. And they were playing a joke. So I get down there and they was like, we didn't call you. And so I come back to the class, everybody's laughing. Meanwhile,
I don't know nobody let you leave.
I know, he just sat there and let me leave. But this has been my best friend, like I said, over 20 years. We went to the prom together with each other's date. There's a prom picture circling around that had me looking like E40. My sister-in-law and my mother-in-law was like E40. I was like, dang, that is right. Shout out to Rob Anthony.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. Thank you again for joining.
Thank you for having me.
So, the last person on the list who's sitting at the table, how can I describe him? Loud. But, so, let me give you a quick story about Jacoby.
The truth.
Okay. So, I've known Jacoby for about 10 plus years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we were not friends for the first couple of years.
No.
Who liked you first, Jacoby?
Donovan.
But anyway, so
Irrelevant.
it is because we're here now, right? So,
It's true.
me and his daughter, we were cool. She was already calling me uncle. Me and his
Locked
wife,
in.
yeah, me and his wife was cool. He just did too much in church,
He liked my whole family with me.
and I couldn't get with him. But then he asked me to chaperone his daughter's party. He was like, I'm inviting everybody else. Might as well invite you.
Yeah, she already calls you uncle and you don't fool with me, but okay.
Yeah. And so came, I chaperoned the party, and we've been cool ever since, right?
Yeah. Came over to the house and ate up all the cake. But yeah.
He said, right? Like it was a
But the
question.
cake was cheap, though. Anyway. Jacoby, what's up, man? Hey, thank you again for joining. So, how are you guys this week going? How's your mental? Are y'all in a good headspace?
Yeah, I'm in a good headspace. I'm feeling good this week. Got a lot of stuff done, so yeah, I'm good.
That's good. How about you, Don?
I am in a pretty good headspace. You know, it's been a busy week, coming off a busy weekend. Just celebrated a birthday.
Happy birthday! Hey, happy birthday
happy
again.
birthday.
But yeah, I'm good.
You getting old, bro?
I would never catch up with you or any of y'all.
Okay, see us in the parking lot. See us in the parking lot.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Pause.
Triple pause.
Okay, Jacoby, how about yourself?
I'm in a good mental headspace.
Oh,
I am.
That's good. Judah,
That's what's up.
Judah, he ain't getting to you?
Yeah, he challenged me to
Testing.
Oh, wow.
about several times, a couple of times, but we gonna make it through.
Okay. I don't know how that feels. I ain't got no kids yet,
Yeah.
but I'm going to pray for you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pray that you know how I feel.
No, don't do that.
That's my prayer.
Don't do that.
Lord, help us to experience everything that I'm experiencing right now.
You know the Lord don't hear that. Okay, so the reason why I brought you guys in was because, it's Father's Day weekend, and you guys are my best friends. Y'all were the best men at my wedding.
True. Yep.
And ironically, all three of you guys are dads. So I wanted to celebrate Father's Day. Usually around this time, this holiday season, I'm kind of down in my feelings. You guys know, but for many of you, you don't know that me and Donovan's dad was killed when we were very young. I was 3, he was 1. And so just navigating life without him can be difficult.
Right.
So this year I decided, let me celebrate some guys who I truly love. And if I get emotional, I feel comfortable with you guys. I've cried in front of all of you guys
Definitely.
a few times.
Several.
Right, more than 10.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he kept count.
Especially
You kept count?
Especially that last time.
Okay, so
But it was a happy occasion.
it was.
There was a lot of tears, though.
A lot
Yeah,
of
a lot of tissue.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna keep moving. I'm glad don't nobody have any records of it, but so
You don't know.
I do.
oh, you do.
Send
Wow.
that to me. Send those to me.
Okay, so let's start out with something easy, right?
Okay.
So as a kid, who was your favorite TV dad and why?
For me, I would say, honestly, for real, Carl wins.
I can see it.
Why Carl?
Because, first of all, he was a cop. And back in that day,
You want to be the feds?
You wanted to be 12.
12.
no, but back in, where I'm from, you did not see black cops.
Okay.
All of the cops, were Caucasian. And so to look on TV and to see an actual black cop that was a dad, that was everything to me. I really, really liked that because you didn't see that within the town that I grew up in here in the South.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and then I was like, I want to go to Chicago. And I was like, where is Chicago? I had to look it up on the map. So, Carl Winslow.
Okay. How about you, Rod?
I mean, at some points I would have maybe said Dr. Cliff Huxtable, but I'm going to change my answer and go with Uncle Phil. He is, one of, when Will came through, he was, a major influence for him. He taught him how to be a man, how to grow up, how to do things the right way, and he wasn't scared to, take up for the people that he cared for. So I think I would go with Uncle Phil.
Okay, I can see that in West Philadelphia, born and raised,
On the playground.
where I spent most of my days.
Cheerleading.
How about you, Donovan?
Me and Rob actually share the same TV dad.
Okay.
Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil had a strong masculinity about him. He went hard for his people. He went hard for you if you was right.
Yeah.
He went hard on you if you were wrong.
Yeah.
He loved his family. Even the crazy thing Will did, eventually it got on his nerves, but he was circling back around. And Will grew on him. He allowed Will to grow on him.
Okay. That's a nice perspective. I like that. So I hate to say this, but my favorite dad was Cliff Huxtable.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah,
That's fine.
there's nothing wrong with it.
That's fine.
Well, and the reason why I say that is because Heathcliff. The reason why I say that is because he did love his family. He believed in education. He showed his love. He was kind of funny, kind of corny, but yeah, everything was about family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He supported his kids in whatever they did. If they decided to go to college, if they decided to open a wilderness store, if they decided to go to Baltimore and have big fun.
Right.
The ratchet.
Yeah. But yeah, so I identify. Dang, I just stuttered real quick.
It's okay.
I identify with Cliff.
This is Candidly Crawford.
Yeah. So, now to the deep questions or the serious questions. How did you guys as father impact your life?
I mean, my dad has passed too, and I really do miss him. But he used to always be. He was obviously always a positive influence in my life. He made sure that I stayed on the right path. He loved me, with tough love. But he always made sure that I had what I needed and had what I wanted to make sure that I succeeded in what I wanted to do. So, miss you, Pop, but I can never underestimate the things that he taught me as I was growing up.
Man, so it's crazy because I do remember your dad, Mr. Anthony, and he was a cool dude. But then when it was too late for me to be over there, he'll be like, "All right, Rob, it's time for him to go home."
Yeah. Yeah. He would just be like, "All right.
All right, what do y'all? What
It's
else?"
getting late.
Yes, and so I knew it was time for me to go home. But he was like a constant there. Like, I don't know if I've ever hung out with you at your house and I didn't see him. He would come down and speak and stuff like that. But that's one of the memories I remember of Mr. Anthony. How about yourself, Jacoby?
Well, my father, the father that raised me, so my biological father, I was in foster care, and so my permanent foster father is Harry Giss, and he has gone on to be with the Lord. And but he was a great impact in my life. He took me to church with him, and anybody that knows me knows that that's what I loved. And I seen him do great work at the church. He was one of the head deacons, and he was always there. He was the janitor, so he always had me cleaning the church with him. But then at home, he was, the same way. He didn't allow a lot of mess to go on. He didn't allow a lot of confusion. He would, call everybody together like, okay, we're gonna get this straight. And he just led, and he, his famous words were, "I am the head of this house."
Okay.
He said that
Put your foot down,
often.
Deacon.
And so when he would say that, we knew what that meant, and everybody would just get quiet.
Get in line."
And that's how that was. He was a great man, and even in his death, I began to see how great he really was when he left.
Yeah. The deacon, he was kind of funny. He'll be sitting in that front room of the big house.
Mm-hmm. That's what we call it.
"Hey, Mr. Kobe." I'm like, "Do you not know your son's name?" But yeah. So Donovan, I'll ask you this question: what father figure did you look up to in the absence of your dad? In the absence of our dad, I'm sorry.
That is a great question because, I had a few.
Okay.
One being our grandfather who immediately stepped into that role after our father passed away. I mean, from he would spend time, would come drive, wherever he was, wherever he lived, he would drive, come get us just about every other weekend or every 3 weekends or so, come get us, go do something. He was a constant figure in our lives, in everything. And he was so easy to talk to, so full of wisdom, knowledge. He never judged you for anything you did or said. He would give his input, but he never judged you. Another father figure was my godfather, who was very, very, very influential in me getting into music and playing. And he was a pastor also, but he was funny, extremely funny, always joked. He loved people. I mean, he never met a stranger.
Right.
And I'm gonna speed it up. Now, even the ones that are still living, even our uncle was a father figure. Uncle Darrell, he's a father figure. Uncle Gary, he's a father figure. Even Bishop Mickens has been a father figure. You know, they've been there for known us for years and years and years, ever since we were kids.
Are you speaking true?
No, yeah. So yeah, they're still very influential, even if we don't get to talk often. You know, when we see each other, it's always love.
Yeah. I agree with you on the father figures. My grandfather being top dog, but Uncle Gary, he stepped in, and we had numerous father figures. My uncles would step in as well, but like Donovan. So do you remember Uncle Gary in the white van?
With the blue and black stripes.
Yes. So they had a conversion van, and we took that van everywhere. Yeah, with the TVs and stuff in the refrigerator.
Dang.
Had a little table in the middle of the floor.
I've
in the back.
always
turn the seats
wanted
around?
my parents to
Yes.
get one of those vans, and they never did.
Man,
Good.
Dude, because we would get stranded because the transmission went out.
Quite
so,
often.
So we
Wow.
would have to rock back and forth, like going down the hill. Let's get this momentum going, because we gotta get up this hill.
Wow.
Memories.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Dang.
But I agree with you. Yeah, Bishop Mickens, my Uncle Darrell, those guys have been a part of our life for a majority of our life now. And those guys have shown us how to treat women, how to raise a family, how to be a man in your house. And so I appreciate them to this day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouts to all the father figures.
Yeah, shout out to all the father figures, the ones who are in heaven enjoying time.
Right.
We'll be there, just not soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. So,
Hold it down till we get there.
I got a question for you guys. So, how has being a father impacted your life?
Man, I mean, I'll start out by saying, being a father is not easy. A lot of people want to sugarcoat it and say, it's all peaches and cream, but it's hard. It's a tough job, and there's always things that you experience growing up that you maybe want to change for your kids, or you want to make sure that you do something a little bit different, or whatever the case may be. But you're always juggling between yourself and being who you want to be for your kids. So it's tough, but it's also rewarding. It's the most rewarding thing that I've ever done, and the best job I've ever had. So I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, I can follow up with that. Then when I became a dad, I had 2 pandemic babies.
Right.
So you was getting busy
Busy.
at the house.
Listen,
What else
was
you
I
gonna do, right?
See, Everything else was closed.
Yeah.
But
Yo.
hey, well, you know,
It's there.
So I got two amazing but extremely different sons. That Preston is 2; he'll be 3 in November, and Landon just turned 1. That is the one that's gonna test me in my life.
Oh, wow.
I can already see it. He's a little different than Preston. Preston was very calm. This one is he has a lot more energy.
Where's the second one?
Yeah, the second one now.
What is it?
But when I became a father, it was very fulfilling. It was one of those things where like, wow, this is what it feels like.
Oh, wow.
As a man, as a father, you want to do everything possible. One, to be the best dad, to be the best father for them boys. You want to be the best example. You want to be as present as possible. You want to be the best provider for them. You want, even as they're young, you still want them to have to see you working hard, treating their mother right, doing whatever you need to do to show them, give them a great example. Because even though they're young, you're planting seeds that it will eventually grow.
Yeah. I feel that.
How about you, Jacoby?
For me, when I first became a father, being a father was very scary.
You were scared?
Yes, scared.
Why?
All the unknown. Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes to raise a daughter? So once I had my first child, which is my daughter, it became easy. Oh, I love it. Oh, this girl, small. But then when my son came, it was like, okay. What do I do with it? Because I'm not as far as with sports, and I'm not I'm a church boy. I'm not into sports. I'm in the church and singing and this and that. But I learned he is teaching me, I just want you. None of that matters to me, Daddy. You matter to me. And because of that, I get teary-eyed. Oh, God, the show.
Come on.
But seriously, I'm like, oh, I don't have to do all that to impress you? And he's not, it ain't like I'm having this conversation with him, but his actions are telling me, no, I just want you.
Right.
You're all that matters. And so because of that, like Rob said, it is hard because you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to be the best example you can be. But I found out my children let me know they just want me.
Yeah, like I don't have children yet. I got a dog son, but I've heard, and y'all can
Shout out to Snacks.
What up, Snacks?
Yes, my dude.
Roof nephew.
But y'all can interject. Like, having children is the only thing that you have to learn as you go along. Like, there's nothing that you can.
You ain't never lie.
There's no manual.
No, there's no manual.
It's like on the job training.
Yeah, and like Donovan was saying, they're different. So one thing you do for one child may not work for the next child. So you always gotta switch it up. It's always a switch up.
And they switch up every day.
They do.
Like, you think I'm good with him this day? I'm like, okay, I can.
Let's do that again.
Well, no. Him, he said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. This is what I'm on today. So you're going to have to, like Bishop could say, move with the move, shift with the shift, change with the change.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, so we're not doing that today? No, we're not doing that today. Yeah. I want to cry all day today. That's what I want to do today. That's what we're doing.
Oh, wow. So we're going to take a small break, and then we'll come back with some more questions. This is Candidly Crawford Podcast. What's up? It's your boy, Nick.
What up?
We back at it. I got a few more questions for you guys.
Cool.
Once again, thank you again for joining me. So, okay. Anyway, what is the biggest lesson that your children have taught you guys?
I'll start. The biggest lesson is I thought I had patience until I had it taught me I didn't have enough patience. Even at the age that they are now, it's teaching me daily to work on my patience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, and this is just, me now. I'm like, I'm a pretty patient guy. And just Lord, I told Teresa, shout out to my wife, the other half of Candidly,
What up?
Candidly Crawford. I'm like, I hope
What up, TZ?
our child. Okay. I was like, I hope our child has my demeanor because I'm very calm.
Wait, so what you saying?
It's too many women in my family that has a in your face
They on 10?
personality.
At times.
My sister,
We love her.
Okay.
I
what's up,
love
bro?
her. Journey.
My God, baby.
Just like her mother.
Lord.
Exactly like her.
And then just hearing stories from Teresa's family. Teresa, she's number 3.
You want her to be calm.
We can work. I can work with that. But
Yeah, they ain't.
Lord, if it be your will, Father, just let me be like me.
Just
And then Jesus said the same thing. He said, but nevertheless.
Okay, let's not go. Let's not go there. You answer the question. What has your children taught you? What's the biggest lesson they taught?
I wasn't consistent.
Okay.
Being a father to my children, you have to be consistent. And I wasn't consistent enough. And so what I mean by that is that staying on top of things.
Okay.
Being consistent with them, being consistent with, it could be, I was consistent in some ways, but in a lot of ways I was not. I have to always be on guard. I have to always be, sometimes I just want to take a rest. Sometimes I just want to no, you can't do it. You got to be consistent in what you're doing with them in order for them to be successful in life. Because Judah definitely teach me I had to learn, I had to be consistent with him. I could not fall off.
It's
I
crazy.
can't fall off.
It's crazy because when you say you was not consistent, I'm like, dude, you're in the house. But consistency and presence, they're two totally different things. You can be present for somebody and not be consistent.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, your presence can be there, but you're not presently there.
Right.
But as you get to Rob, I would say this: there are going to be, as your kids get older, there are going to be more lessons because you're going to learn something else about yourself and them. They're going to teach you something else. It's going to be another life lesson.
So I'm gonna have to echo what Donovan said. Patience. That's I'm just like him. I thought I was patient. I thought I was, chill. Like, it's fine, whatever. But then, when you get to telling them something, they don't do it. you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be patient in making sure that you are getting your message across clearly and succinctly. And maybe you have to say it multiple times. And that's the part I don't like. Repetition is hard for me. So being patient, something I still got to work on. I'm continuing to work on.
oh man, I would never know with all of you guys because first of all, I'm like, okay, these are my best friends. I've been there for all your children's birth, and y'all don't. On the outside, it seems like y'all have it together, and asking these questions, it's like, oh, you're not Superman.
I'm not ever gonna claim to be. It's a real thing.
They told me, choose your battles. And I'm like,
That's the truth.
because I'm like Rob, when I say something, because that's how my dad was. He said something, we did it. I'm the head of this house. I did that with my son. And he was like, I said, man, I am too.
That
He didn't say that, but his attitude said it like,
Right.
well,
The actions
I'm the
speak
man
louder
in here
than
too.
words.
And it's just like,
With his chest poked out.
yeah, I seen this meme on Facebook. It was like, and it was like the father like this and the son looking like this too. Talking about when you, it's so frustrating when you're trying to, I can't say that, get you out of your son. When y'all have that's when y'all have matching attitudes.
Oh, okay. So, question: did you guys bring in your rearing and your upbringing and try to emulate that on your children, or try to put that on your children?
That's a great question, because you want to, however, the methods have changed.
Okay.
And the method that worked on this child may not work on that child. I think we had a pretty good upbringing.
We did.
Strong discipline.
Right.
Now my sister, that's a whole nother.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. Hey, you winning. The odds in your favor. The scale is tipped in your favor. But yeah, you want to try to emulate some of the core disciplines that you came up with, but you may run into the thing like it's not working. So you kind of got to pivot to see, hey, let me try something else. Let me see if this works with this child. And like I said, and they can also attest, is this will work with this one, something totally different will work with this one.
Right.
I see that with you, Jacoby, with Mariah and Judah.
I'm really glad that, and no offense, a lot of people into my brother and my brother, they have what we call stair steppers. They had one child right after another, kind of in a sort of roundabout way. With me, I have 11 years set, apart.
Right.
Which at first I was just like, oh, we starting over, oh God, but it really works because it's like,
Got an extra babysitter.
she helps us,
Right.
but then I don't have to worry about her a lot. I just have to make sure, okay, are your grades good? Which shout out to her, straight A student,
Hey,
and
Shout
so
out.
she's good in school. She's doing hair braiding and all of this, but then you have him, and it's like I can be able to be consistent instead of having 2 little ones at one time. It can be a lot.
What about you?
Well, our upbringing was good. Me and my sister. But there's methods, like Donovan said. There's methods that you wanna try that may not always work. So, us being raised blank years ago. I'm not gonna say how old we were, but there's a lot of things that are done differently today as far as parenting goes. So there's a lot of trial and error on everything you do, and being able to pivot and switch it up and try new things when something's not working is key.
Okay. So I have a question for you guys, but we'll come back. And we're back. It's your boy Nick with Candidly Crawford. I have a few more questions, and then I'll let you guys speak. Okay? Is that cool with you guys?
Say word.
Word.
Lego.
Word.
What was your favorite memory with your father? So,
I was thinking I'm thinking of the favorite.
and I don't have a favorite memory with my dad, but I do remember something with one of my father figures, with my uncle, actually. He was, my Uncle Darrell, he was dating my aunt. And I guess he was trying to get in good with the family because we was up the street from his house. And he let me drive his car, and I had no...
The green Mazda?
No. The Prism.
The white one?
Yes, White Ghost. And so I was like, oh, he cool. He let me drive his car. And it was half a mile, maybe, up the street. And I was like, come on. I was like, I like him. He's still in there. Yeah, he was.
And he got it.
He got it.
Mm-hmm.
20 years, 22 years deep?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say that I have several, and I may have mentioned it before. My grandfather, he would literally come get us, pick us up, and he always did something. Either we would go bowling. He taught us how to bowl. We would go to a matinee. He wasn't spending full price for a movie.
That's the reason why I'm the way I am. I'm frugal because of my grandfather.
We'll go to a matinee at the dollar movie.
That means it's like 75 cents.
But it was everything.
It was.
Absolutely. Because he literally took out the time. He could live an hour and a half away and literally drive up there just to pick us up and go take us here, go take us to get something to eat, or all of the above.
Right.
Or he would come and pick us up, and then we would go back to his house. And he would teach us how to cook. Like, we would be in the kitchen with him.
Yeah.
There was one time I went to his house, and I don't know if Donovan and Brooke remember this, but I got sick, and so we had to come home early. Had an asthma attack.
That was quite often.
That was often. Like, as a kid, I was.
We would always have to go back because of Nick.
And so, but he would be like, what?
You good?
Oh,
I think he was
No.
hungry.
he said, are you good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you still talking about it.
Yeah, 'cause quite often we had to cancel our plans. It don't matter. I want to say we was at Carolyn's one time.
Well, he didn't go that year, remember, because he was bad.
We were at Carolyn's one time, and we had to turn around or leave or something because Nick had an asthma attack.
It was bad. But I'm healed.
Are you healed?
He not.
Nah.
Completely.
He not.
But I just took over your story, but like when you said my grandfather, I just remember that.
Yeah, he would teach us how to cook. The funny thing is, we would always, when we stayed with him, we would always have a midnight snack. It'll be 8:30. He would call it a midnight snack.
Yes.
Literally, a midnight snack.
We getting juice.
Before bed.
Yeah. We're going to get some juice with some ginger ale mix.
Concoction.
And then we will get a couple of those cookies with.
He was a mixologist.
Yeah. And a couple of those cookies, the ring cookies that you put on your finger.
Yeah.
Oh, I can taste them now.
So buttery.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll get
Those are
that in.
Vacation Bible School cookies.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know he was a pastor. So
Right.
He might have been taking them from the church.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his church, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do what you wanted to do.
Yeah. That's what they all do.
You're right. All.
Oh.
What are other memories? I'm sorry.
But he was so frugal. He wouldn't say he was cheap, but he was frugal.
He was
There's a
conscious of.
difference.
I've never seen a person literally split up a
Rotisserie chicken.
look like that bird had to be 2 pounds. 2-pound rotisserie chicken between 4 people.
From KFC. That's when KFC had the rotisserie chicken. He would split them up.
Between 4 people, he would split up literally a 2-pound chicken.
He would feed.
Maybe that was a hen.
I don't know what it was.
It was a baby chicken. It wasn't fully developed yet.
Man, that, and then we would go
It was
to the
a
grocery
preteen.
store and get green beans and mashed potatoes and make them instead of buying a family meal from KFC.
He would buy. Yeah, he wouldn't buy them sides from the restaurant.
If we want them size, we got to make
Grocery
them.
store. Grocery store. And I never seen him use the oven. He always used his toaster oven.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
That's because he was trying to save, like Chris Dad on Everybody Hates Chris.
That electricity bill.
Say that
Yes.
electricity.
Yeah, he used his toaster oven, not his real oven.
Yeah.
Lastly, and he still, to the day he passed away, still had that March of Dimes T-shirt.
He had a T-shirt that was older than I was. He got it in 1981.
Wow.
And he worked at JCPenney. So it was a JCPenney March of Dimes t-shirt. The shirt started out Carolina blue. It ended up being clear.
See-through.
You can see through it.
Sheer.
And he would still wear it, like, to go to sleep and stuff like that. He would hang it up.
It was hung up in his closet. The very day that he died, that shirt was in his closet.
Like it was paper thin.
Wow.
He kept things. He was very simplistic.
Yeah.
He had a couple of suits, 2 pair of shoes,
A brown and a black.
2 pair of dress shoes, brown and black.
You say I ain't doing all that because I'm getting all my reward in heaven.
But he had that black book though,
Yep, he had a
full.
older lady's numbers. Anyway, so
The black book was full of names, numbers, and emails.
Nancy, Bertha, Louise,
Was it a Thelma?
probably.
Sure, it was more than one. Yeah, he was OG with it. He was emailing. I saw some Hotmail emails in there.
Not Hotmail.
Hotmail.
The book had tape on it. That's how long he had it.
Wow.
But we're moving.
Kept the
Yeah.
contacts.
What about you, Jacoby?
Deep breath.
So this church, that was my life.
Okay.
It was just going with him to clean the church. It was just me and him. And I loved it. I just wanted to go with him to clean the church. Let's go with him to do church work.
I got a question. Were you praising him while he was cleaning?
Yes, I was. So what I would do is vacuum. And my thing was I had to vacuum the whole sanctuary. You know, my home church is a pretty good size. And so my daddy didn't play. And I had to go through. I mean, imagine not nobody being in the church is so pretty big. Anyway, so I would have on my earphones and I'd just be singing and he'll let me do my thing. And I would clean, but just going to the church with him and doing that was a lot. It was a great memory. And another memory of him, I don't know why came to me, the first time he took me to the bank to open up a bank account. That was kind of special to do that. I felt like
You had arrived.
I had arrived because I had a little job, so
Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Not for me a cup of water. Pat me on the back. Y'all just gonna let me cough.
That's all right. I told him I'm sending him my honorarium.
Just cover the mic.
Yeah, God got you. What about you, bro?
Yeah, so I don't, there are so many, just like y'all were saying, there's so many. I could probably go down the list and be here all night, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna pick one. And that one would probably be, I think it was my 9th birthday, a long time ago. We went to Myrtle Beach. It was me, him, and my mama. I don't know where my sister was at this time, but we went down there to celebrate my birthday. And they had a little birthday party for me. There was a couple kids that I had met in the pool, and they came to the party. He just made me feel so special. Like it was all about me, and it really was, because we went out fishing. He taught me how to fish. He taught me how to put some chicken legs in the crab thing. We caught some crabs.
Okay.
And then we came back to the spot and we cooked it all up. And that was a really special time. I remember that. And I never forget that memory. That was one of my fondest memories.
That's what's up. So, I got a question. Do you guys have any advice for any of the listeners who have a strained relationship with their dad?
Wow. That's deep.
I mean, like one thing that has been on the forefront of my mind when I came up with this question is let down your pride to fix that situation. You don't know how long that you'll have with your dad.
Yep.
I would have never known that we only had 3 years, me and Donovan, with our father.
Right.
And so, first of all, you're blessed to even still have your father here. So just let down your pride. Like, there's nothing that important to stand on to mess up a relationship that you have. So
I'm kind of different.
okay.
I'll say this. I think for the listeners, for real, they're going to have to get to the place, because when you ask a question like that, you have to understand that a lot of times it's not on the child. A lot of times it is the father.
Okay.
And you have to understand, when they get to the place to understand that sometimes their father cannot give them what they feel that they need. And I feel like that's what the strained relationships may be, because you have an expectation of them, especially grown adults that still have their fathers. You expect them to be a certain way, and they supposed to do this and do that, and they didn't give me this and they didn't give me that. I think once you guys really accept that, and accept that, hey, I only can get a certain thing from my father, and I have to be okay with that. And then that it couples with what you're saying, then that pride can, come down, because it's like, I don't expect you to do this and this and this. I only expect you if you call once a week or call once a month, or if you only can come, or however, whatever the relationship is, I'm just going to expect this one thing, or what you can give me, instead of looking at Rob's father and how great he was, where you're not, and doing that comparison thing, where you're not like such and such father and such and such father. You have to accept where you are and where your father is, because at the end of the day, it's not easy being a father, and we have to understand that. I'm sorry, I'm talking.
No,
okay.
I'm listening.
Keep going.
We have to understand that our fathers also have had to deal with their trauma and their demons and whatever they had to go through in life as well, and some of them are still coming out. So we can have some compassion and say, okay, I only can expect this out of you. And once I lower my expectation and know that I can get this from you, we can build from there.
Okay. So what you're saying is let go of your expectations. Okay.
Or meet in the middle to find those expectations.
Right.
Too.
I was going to say, do you really have to let go of your expectations? I think I agree with what you were saying, but I also think you have to find a way to effectively communicate with each other. But everything you said was good. It really was. Their method of communication might not be your method of communication.
If normally with our fathers that are older than us, it's not.
Right.
And
like you said, their way that they experienced for years with their parents or even their father could have traumatized them, or they had years and years of stuff being poured into them. But now, this generation beneath them, you as their son, or me as their son, and you as their son, we're on a totally different playing field.
Right.
Life is different. Culture is different.
Right.
That's true.
Both parties have to be open to talk, to communicate. Excuse me. And it's difficult for, like you said, older generations to really open up. But definitely, I would say try to find a common ground for communication.
Right. And just to add on, I think both of y'all are, knocking on all the high points. But I also think, finding those barriers and finding out ways to break down those barriers are going to get you a step in the right direction. So, as you find those barriers and are able to break them down, that's where the communication and the pride and all that stuff comes in too. So there's always a give and take of trying to figure out where you stand and making sure that you can come to a common ground in some manner or aspect.
And if you can, I would say, if both of you cannot, then I would seek out a trusted, licensed therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a mediator, because first of all, like Donovan said, their generation is different, because a lot of them are kind of silent, and we're more, we voice our opinion, and sometimes that doesn't mix well.
Right.
That's why you need a mediator to say, okay, let's bring it to the table, and you both can bring it, and somebody that can help you navigate through all of that, that you can come to a common ground. And I think,
Yeah. Non-bias.
yeah,
Yeah.
as I call them, no dog in the fight people.
Right. Exactly.
Man, this
Yeah.
has been a great conversation. Again, thank you all for joining me. This has been therapeutic in one way. I was able to say some things. I was able to celebrate you guys. You guys are my best friends. And I love,
Touching.
yeah, I love each and every one of you guys. I think,
Love you too.
yeah.
Flip it, reverse it.
So, what was I gonna say? I think your fathers would be proud of you guys. Like,
Thank you.
he would be, you guys are great men, great fathers, great pillars in your community. So he would just be proud. Like, and I know that each one of you guys' father is looking down. So
It's getting a little thick in here, buddy.
okay. So anybody got
Appreciate that.
anything to say?
I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna take this one last break and then we're gonna conclude this podcast.
All right.
All right.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of this episode. The Candidly Crawford podcast is available on your favorite podcast platform. Connect with us. Follow, like, subscribe, and share.
Hey guys, it's your boy Nick, one half of Candidly Crawford, where we discuss life, God, and marriage. So we're just wrapping up this Father's Day podcast. Thank you again for joining us and
Okay.
joining me.
You're welcome.
Anybody got any last words to say?
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Okay, Jakes.
Okay, TV fakes.
Get ready. Get ready.
What's your show? How can people follow you?
Oh, Facebook, I'm Jacoby Adams. Instagram, I am Lav by Mr. Kobe. That's about it. I want to shout out to my beautiful wife, Rochelle, and my beautiful children who made me what tell me how they did it to Mariah and Judah. So I'm so excited.
Okay. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I wouldn't be a father without the mother of my children. So shout out there, my beautiful wife, and shout out the kids, Langston and Eloise.
Derek, if you're listening, can you fry some chicken? I'm sorry.
He's still on that chicken.
Hey, it was bomb. Donovan, how about yourself?
Listen, I enjoyed it. First, shout out to my oh so beautiful wife, Lanita. My two boys, Preston and Landon. You can follow me on Facebook. I am Donovan Sadler. On Instagram and TikTok, Mr. 87 Keys. That's spelled out MR87KEYZ. Also, you'll see my business on all of my platforms. I am Sadler Financial Solutions, LLC. I have partnered with an amazing company where we are not just financials, we're not just credit, but we give you a full legal plan to help improve your entire life. Right now, we are in a Strive for 75 campaign.
Okay, what is that?
So we believe that everyone deserves to have a home. Our home ownership program is a nationwide initiative to increase home ownership rate to 75% for all Americans.
Okay.
We help aspiring homeowners achieve the dream of home ownership and affordable access to attorneys and the tools you need to create the life you deserve.
Yes, sir.
Quick stats. A recent survey of the U.S. Census was pretty much put it like this so you can be in perspective. 74, almost 75% of home ownership are Caucasian Americans.
Wow.
59, almost 60% is Asian Americans, right? 55% are American Indian or Alaskan natives.
Okay.
48, almost 49% are Hispanics.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, African Americans come in at the tail end of that. Barely over 44%.
Wow.
So we have an initiative right now, Strive for 75, to close that gap. We want to be 75% across the board for everyone.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. So if we want laughs, we need to follow Mr. Kobe. If we want a house, we need to follow Donovan or Mr. 87 Keys. My name is Nicholas Crawford, one half of Candidly Crawford, and you can follow us wherever podcasts are there. We're there. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Everything is Candidly Crawford. Like, share, subscribe. And is there anything else before we leave?
Hey, we appreciate you having us on here.
Thank
This
you
was
so much.
a good talk. I love talking with all y'all. And again, we appreciate it.
Yes.
When you gonna have us back again?
Yes.
When y'all stop joking me. All right, people.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Can I sing now?
No.
Let's
Bye.
not. Let's not.
Peace.